And nice fancy white painted headers. They're gonna look good for all of, you know, maybe 2 minutes on the car. But hey, they look cool now. And behind that, you know, we got the cat and we have the hood to the car. So last video I showed where I sanded this thing down a little bit, but you didn't get to see what the finished result was, so that's it. Also wet sanded the car itself, so it's you know, you can see more of the factory, what do they call that, like fawn yellow or something like that. I don't know. In like 72 they called it gold, but they changed the name for 74, so whatever. Gosh dang, less than 45 seconds in now and we already have the second cat. I swear, they're just everywhere. Anyway, I figure since I have a little bit of time to myself this morning, and you know, the skies haven't started letting out any cries, I'm gonna pull this bag off and yeah, we'll get to working on this 400 again. So I decided y'all didn't need to see the hackery that ensued to get all these pistons and rods into this engine. But hey, look at that. They're all fresh, you know, fresh, brand new, all that good stuff. You know, I can't talk. What these are, though, this is a Keith Black piston. This is going to give this engine about 9-to-1 compression instead of the 7.7 that it had before, along with my, you know, CNC ported aluminum stealth heads that are in the shop. So now I'm just going to get this all cleaned up. There's a few little spots of gasket left. I'm going to scrape that off. Don't mind me, just taking time to clean up some poorly cut holes. Yeah, it's a lot better than it was. Maybe it won't cut plug wires and cut my hand. Maybe I'll be able to access things easier. And it's that much lighter. Oh, and the hood over there's got an extra hole in it. Once I'm done with this, I'm going to clean up my oil pan, which is in the back of the car right now, and yeah, we'll get some progress there. Let's look that way off in there in the very back, you know. There's a nice clean windage tray and oil pan combination. Yep, I went through, cleaned it all up. It looks all nice in there. It doesn't have all the gum. Should seal. I got most all of the crap off the sealing surfaces. I even went through on this oil pan and punched all these holes back down so that way they're not, you know, pooched out. So it should be good. I'm sure going to try my hardest to get this thing to seal. Now, the reason why I didn't video any of that is twofold. First off, I'm still tired. Yeah. Driving ambulance is fun. It's tiring sometimes. Two, I'm not the only one here today, and the radio was playing the entire time I was doing all of this. So, yeah, I'm not about to get copyrighted. You know, I can work in dead quiet, but it's not everyone else can. I'll just continue doing my thing regardless, and you'll get to see the finished product. On the finished products, well, I think these things have fairly well cured, so I'm going to go ahead, knock these off, and set them back in the car. By the way, don't get huge blisters. That split in my hands from a blister. If you believe that, I didn't cut it. It kind of hurts still. And that blister happened a week and a half ago. Hey look, I finally found a use for my 12-point sockets. Yeah, well, cool. I'm going to get this here head bolted on now that I have a day where the sky is actually clear. And we're going to make some progress on here. I'm going to get this head. I got to go dig the other head out of my closet, get it all bolted up, throw the rocket gear on, valley pan, all this good stuff. Then I'm going to flip this thing over. Once, you know, the lifters aren't going to fall out because, yeah, they're still all in there. And we'll work on getting the oil pan on. So this thing's going to look like an engine soon enough. And then, yeah, I asked around, and a certain special lady in my life decided what color this thing needs to be. So we'll see how well it turns out. I think it's going to be pretty dang cool. So I'm over here torquing head bolts using my favorite wrench here, the beam style. And, yeah, I've got company. Someone over here, who may or may not be named Marble, decided to come say hi and demand lovin's. But regardless, I'll let y'all know the reason why I do like the beam style the most is because I can actually watch the torque with this. You know, the click style, you kind of got to go by feel, and then it'll just click, and you're like, is it right? You know, what's going on? I've actually saved bolts and sockets and whatnot by using the beam style here instead of, you know, click style. And, you know, these are a lot cheaper. So, win there. Now, if only I can get back to work and not have to deal with this lovey-dovey little guy. It took longer to torque this head than it does to take a tire off of a wheel. Golly, would you look at that? Freshly painted engine, nice and red, and the sky's getting dark. Y'all missed some stuff. Not only did this engine get painted red, it got some new core plugs in the center. It's, you know, all assembled. And the best thing is, y'all missed me getting completely sprayed down with paint because my first can of paint, it decided to explode on me. Yeah, it sprayed my face. I still have a spot, you know, right over here that's got some red on it. Luckily, my hand, I was able to dump it in a bucket of gasoline and get that off. So, yeah, that's the fun that I've been dealing with. But, you know, hey, I got a fully assembled engine here. I just got to, you know, take off all my masking tape and everything, which these are chrome valve covers that are not going to stay. I got some stalkers that'll be making their way onto this thing. But, you know, got the chrome valve covers. I got to swap my valley pan over, of course, take all the masking tape off the heads, and then plop my intake down. So, yippee, that's what I'm going to be getting ready to do. Man, look at the cat in the wide field of vision. I haven't even got my boots on. I'm getting bugged by all the kitties and the stupid puppy. But especially Mr. OB here. He loves the pettins. So update here in the morning. I did get the engine fully dressed, you know, to the point where I can anyway before throwing it in the car. All that's really going to be left is water pump, spark plugs, you know, that kind of stuff, distributor, all going in once the car is, you know, has its engine again. But I think it looks pretty schwanky. You know, even with the red paint, even the chrome valve covers don't look too bad. I still want to swap them out for something different because, you know, this, all this stuff that's on this, I really don't need. So, yeah, I'm going to swap it back out. But, I mean, come on, looks pretty schwanky. Now, aside from that, you know, look at the Pinto there. We do have the oil pump sitting over here that conveniently is now painted red. And as I'm painting this, I'm thinking, you know what? That's pretty dang funny to say to like a Chevrolet person, oh, I painted my my oil pump. They're not going to know what in the world you're talking about. So, yeah, there we go. The engine's as put together as it's going to be. It's ready to just go thrown back right into the car. You know, as ready as it can be, still sitting on the engine stand anyway. But, of course, the sky once more is trying to rain on my parade. Literally, it's I'm getting wet as I'm filming this. So that's going to be it for this part of the video, for this video anyway. So yeah, next time you see this thing, it'll be getting swung into the car. So hopefully that comes soon.